What's up, everyone? Well, welcome to Rise and Rain Cards. It's your boy, the White Ranger. Thanks for tuning in. So it's been an amazing weekend. We've had Outsiders spoilers all weekend long. So shout out to all the great content creators that have been able to get their spoilers, put them out, create amazing content for these spoilers. So yeah, it's been a great weekend, and some of these cards are just pure amazing. So that's what we're going to talk about today. These are my top 10 cards of the set that's coming up. We have pre-release weekend coming up in 12 days, March 17th through the 20th. I'm going to 2 pre-release for my local area, so I'm looking forward to those tremendously. Pre-release weekend has got some great prizes in store for everyone, from playmats to cold foil heroes to tokens that are double-sided, which are awesome. So yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to pre-release weekend. So I hope you are. Check out fabtcg.com under pre-release to find out where your local ones are being held. With that being said, we're going to go ahead and get into my top 10 cards of this upcoming set. This is my personal opinion and whatnot, and most of this is probably gonna be based on the art, because there's some amazing art in this set. I am going to start with the beautiful monster himself, Riptide, both the young version and the old version, and the adult version. He looks amazingly fun to play. I am so looking forward to it. He's 100% becoming my main. I've already been talking to a buddy of mine about some deck ideas. 100% going to build a 60 card defense reaction deck with him, because it just sounds fun. His ability himself, whenever you play a card from hand, you may put a card from hand face down into your arsenal, which one, already great. That's an amazing ability as itself. However, he has a second ability. Whenever a trap you control triggers, deal 1 damage to attacking hero. And that gets back to my 60 defense reaction deck that I was talking about. Because that would be a way to kill your opponent without ever attacking your opponent. Just play super defensively. In essence, you can play 4 per turn. And it is not a once per turn action unless they errata it. It is whenever you play a trap card, so it does not require you to do it once per turn. So you can kill your opponent in 4 turns. It sounds amazing. So that definitely sounds like something I would love to do at some point, but I will be making an actual competitive deck with that, so I'm looking forward to that. 100%, that is probably what I will play in Baltimore for the Pro Tour calling. So looking forward to that. Next up on the list, and this is no particular order either. These are just my top 10, no particular order. The next card up will be Infiltrate. The cosplay goddess herself, Carolina, put an amazing video together to reveal this card, so shout out to her. But Infiltrate, assassin attack action card with stealth. Reads, when this hits a hero, banish the top card of their deck, and you may play it until the end of your next turn. Comes in for 3 power and 3 defense. The simple fact that you can potentially, a CNC of your opponents, hey, that's, assassins are going to play brute cards. They're going to, come on. it's an amazing effect. The artwork on this card is amazing as well. I love the daggers that she's wielding. The eye patch goes really well with it. Love it. Yeah, I can see this card being in every assassin deck, including Arachne, which Arachne, his new version of Arachne is pretty good. I kind of like it. Stealth cards can go again. Like, it's pretty good. The other thing with this set I really like is that there are different, and I think this set is very new player friendly in this way, of there are cards like this next one on the list that are CNC replacements, Command and Conquer replacements. And I say that because they are two cost 6 power attacks. The next one on our list, which is what I'm talking about, is Wreak Havoc, which is kind of the artwork for the set. Defense, it reads, defense reactions can't be played to Wreak Havoc's chain link. It's just like CNC. But it reads, when this hits a hero, you may turn a card in their arsenal face up, and then destroy a defense reaction in their arsenal. Now, obviously, it's not one that they have to worry about too much if they're not playing a huge defense reaction based deck. Me personally, if I'm playing my Dorinthia deck, I don't typically run more than 3 Sink Belows, and I typically don't arsenal them. So I never really truly have to worry about this and whatnot. So it's not as good as CNC, but it is a great card. It does block for 2. It has 6 power. It's a generic attack action. I do think this will see some play. I will especially be playing it. I do not run CNCs in any of my decks, mainly because I don't own any, but mainly because I'd rather find budget ways of getting around it. The next card coming up that's also a great ability to replace CNC, which, honestly, don't get me wrong, Wreak Havoc is really good. But this next one, Humble, 2 cost, 6 power, 2 defense, reads, when this hits a hero, that hero loses all abilities until the end of their next turn. What? It shuts off the hero for an entire turn. Dorinthia can't attack a second time. Like, Riptide can't gain his ability to arsenal and deal damage. Azuri loses her reaction. Arachne loses the ability to look at the top card. Katsu loses his ability. Levia loses all her abilities. Like, come on. It's a really great card in that aspect of just shutting a hero down potentially for a turn. And I think that's a really great card. And again, like I was saying, it's a great way of having a card replace CNC for those newer players who may not have the money or not want to spend the $75 to $85 that it currently is going for on TCG Player per copy. You know, I looked into it. It's $240 before taxes and shipping for a playset of CNCs. That's a little much, and some players may not want to get into that type of cost. So these last 2 cards, both Wreak Havoc and Humble, give players a cheaper option instead of the CNC option. The next card up on here is Dishonor. I personally don't really play Ninja. My best friend does. You've seen him on the show or on the channel. Chris, or Black Ranger, whatever he was going at on any of the videos. He's been on a Dromai kick lately, but the set has gotten him back to his roots of playing Katsu. This is one of the cards that he's definitely most excited about. It's a zero cost blue pitch dishonor. It reads combo. If Bonds of Ancestry was the last attack on this combat chain, this has +2 power. And when this hits a hero, if you control a Surging Strike, Descendant Gust Wave, and Bonds of Ancestry, that hero loses all abilities for the rest of the game. Has 2 power, ninja attack action, majestic, that blocks for 3. Now this card does take some setup. Obviously it says you have to control, which means you have to have attacked 3 times at a minimum before this card gains that ability. But it shuts down the hero's ability for the entire game. I was just talking about how good Humble was for shutting a hero down for just 1 turn. But shutting down a hero for the entire game is crazy. You strip Dorinthia of her ability of attacking multiple times each turn, potentially, for the entire game. Dorinthia just can't be played. You shut down Yuzuri's new ability of, putting a new card on the chain. Her reaction off, you don't have to worry about the mind game that she will play. You hit this with Riptide, you don't have to worry about how many traps he plays because it won't deal any damage to you. So this card is amazing. The artwork is great. Definitely a great artwork with all of the Buddha looking guys around him just chained up with Kodachis all through his body. Blood running down the floor. Love that card. My buddy is definitely looking forward to this thing. I will definitely have to deal with this at some point, and not gonna be fun to deal with. So the next card up, this takes me back to the roots of growing up. The reason I say that is because I grew up in the 90s and I'm a huge Power Ranger fan. And you name a card Falcon Wing, it just reminds me of the Falcon Megazord from the original Mighty Morphin Power Rangers movie. And I have Power Ranger tattoos. You guys have probably seen them on the channel in the videos. So it's kind of one of those, like, this is Falcon Wing, Falcon Zord, 100%. This is going in my Riptide deck just because of that reason. It is a zero cost red pitch. It is a common, so there's probably going to be the yellow and blue version, which haven't been spoiled yet from my knowledge as of this video. It is a zero cost attack action arrow. It comes in for 3 defense. And it reads, if Falcon Wing has an aim counter, it has +1 power, and go again. So, natural go again. So, for arrows, having go again, that's great. Definitely looking forward to that. And again, like I said, artwork, spectacular. But for me, it's all about the nostalgia of a card reminding me of growing up with the Power Rangers and whatnot. Next card up on our list is a great card. I think if you pull this card during pre-release weekend, you have a fairly good chance of winning against Assassins. It is a 1-cost Ranger action, blocks for 3, called Melting Point. The artwork, spectacular. Love this. Looks like Azalea up on the scaffolding, shooting, melting a dagger. It's spectacular art. Love this art. Reads, your next arrow attack this turn gains +4, which is ridiculous. But it also gives you the ability, if it has an aim counter, it gains, when this hits a hero, destroy a one-handed weapon they control with 1 base with go again. That's crazy. We have weapon destruction now. It's crazy. What the heck? This is outrageous, but I love it. I know that Yuzuri is going to go nuts in the meta, which is outrageous. So the ability, now it's a Majestic, so you can only have the 3 in your deck, in CC, 2 in your Blitz. But the simple fact that you're getting a +4 attack and a potential destruction of a weapon is crazy. I'm sorry, getting rid of a Kodachi against a ninja player, especially a Katsu, is amazing. But getting rid of a dagger ran by an assassin, and now there's so many daggers from these assassins, this is definitely something that will be a sideboard card like crazy for the assassin matchup and for the ninja matchup. That's, yeah. Weapon destruction is up there in the power creep. That's, yeah, awesome. Staying in the Rangers, but going back to the Riptide. Next up is a 0-cost Majestic, pitches for 3, which is great. Spike Pit Trap is a legendary Riptide specialization. So you can only have the 1 in the deck, but it does block for 3, which all traps block for 3, which is great. I think that's awesome. I think if they blocked for 4, it'd be a little outrageous, especially with Riptide's ability of blocking for 4 and dealing the damage. It would be outrageous. Blocking for 3 gives them, I think, is great, especially with Riptide's ability. Like I said, this is a Riptide specialization, but it does read, when this defends and the attacking hero has played or activated a reaction, this chain link, put the top card of their deck into their graveyard, then they lose X life, where X is the number of cards in their graveyard with that name. That is just, alright, you're milling the person, and now they're taking an extra life. This is amazing. It's a blue pitch, so you're going to run it because of the blue pitch in itself. Plus, it's a specialization, so you can only have 1 because it is legendary. But I'm sorry, this late game, if they turn something over that's, especially, let's say, a Katsu player who is running Razor Reflexes, late game, taking 3 life. A Dorinthia player who's playing multiple hit and runs, or multiple in Kasai in a Blitz deck running multiple Blade Runners. Like, this is something that could potentially end a game, I personally feel, if it's late game. It is a Majestic, so, but I mean, artwork is great. I love the log rolling over everybody and the spikes, but I think this card definitely has the ability in the right time, being blocked with, has the ability to potentially end the game if you play at the right time against the right deck. So I will love to see this card during gameplay. The next card, strictly 100%, is all about the art. I'm sorry, beautiful art. A beautiful woman sitting on a pile of dead bodies. Yeah, 100% this card is on the list because of the art. However, with that being said, this card is an amazing card as well. A 1 cost, and it's a common, so let's just get that out there. It's a 1 cost common that comes in for 4, blocks for 3. It is a ranger attack action arrow that reads, defense reactions can't be played to Widowmaker's chain link. What? Like, what? You're like, I'm already coming in for 4. Now you can't play defense reactions. And it reads, if Widowmaker is defended by fewer than 2 cards, it has +3. So I'm coming in for a potential 7 and you can't play D-Reacts. Like, okay, like I said, the card itself is on my list because of the artwork, but the abilities is amazing. Love this card. This is 100% going in the deck. Yeah, I don't see this card not being a staple in most, at least the red version, a majority of most Ranger decks. Coming in for potential 7, no D-Reacts. I think this card, like I said, I think I've mentioned it once before already, the power creep in this set is definitely up there. But I still think this set is very, very new player friendly as well. So I will love to see what the decks are going to be looking like and what the meta will look like during this set. Our last card on this list is the only legendary that has made this list. It is a Ranger. It is a Ranger equipment. It is the new chest piece. It blocks for 1 with Blade Break. It has Arcane Barrier 1. And it reads, once per turn instant, put a face down card from your arsenal on the bottom of your deck and gain 1 resource. Trench of the Sunken Treasure. Great artwork. I have seen it on Twitter. There is an extended art cold foil version of this card. It looks spectacular. Even without the extended art, it's already a great looking card. But this, in combination with Riptide, looks amazing. Beginning of turn, I'm going to put a card face down from my arsenal to the bottom deck, gain my resource, play an action card, reload in essence, put a card to my arsenal, and then play that card from hand. Like that's, and in all of that, and it has AB1, so even against the wizard matchup, you can still run this card. And again, it is a once per turn instant, which means you can play it on your opponent's turn, which means against the wizard matchup, it is in essence a free resource to pay for that Arcane Barrier 1. So it's paying for itself in essence. So in essence, against the wizard matchup, you're playing with a free resource. And again, it's not like Tunic where you have to wait 3 turns to use it. You can use this card every turn. So it's amazing. I love that card. This is definitely going to be the chest piece for, I believe, all Rangers going forward. Correct me if I'm wrong if you like anything else, but I think this is definitely the way to go for Rangers from this set on until we get some more support. So that is going to be it for my top 10 list. If I have put other YouTube shorts up that have all of the cards that have been spoiled this spoiler season. So if there's any that you like, comment down below what your favorite card of this set is. What hero are you going to be playing after this set? Are you going to stick to what you've been playing? Are you going to make the switch to Yuzuri, Riptide, Katsu, Azalea? I'd love to know. Comment down below. I appreciate y'all sticking with me through this time and watching the video. If you haven't already, make sure you hit that like button. It really helps me out. I tremendously love all the support that I get from the community. If you haven't already as well, make sure you hit that subscribe button and turn on alerts. Videos get posted every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. A lot of the videos are gameplay videos, but I will start doing videos like this from now on as well. So please give me a subscribe. I will greatly appreciate it. Follow me on all the social medias, which are down in the bottom right hand corner on Twitter and Instagram. So with that being said, I hope y'all enjoy your pre-releases that are coming up. I hope y'all pull some great cards out of Outsiders. I will be doing live streams of case breaks whenever the set comes out, and I get them from my local LGS. With that being said, I will hope to see you guys in the next video. You guys take it easy and have a good evening.